All right, so I was scouring MLS this morning trying to find the nicest homes with the biggest price drops right now. And some of the nicest homes that y'all are always asking about, and I'm selling a lot of with you guys, are these Westin homes. So this is one right behind me. I saw it this morning online. They had a ton of price drops, not only in this community, but all around Houston. These are just the best price ones that I've seen around these Houston suburbs. So we're gonna get in here, talk to Brenda, who's the sales rep. I just talked to her about their price drops and show y'all some of these homes. So these are actual inventory homes. So we're gonna do 3 of them, and I'm gonna go from lowest price to highest price because honestly, I'll just get confused if I start mixing them up. So just to keep it easy, we're gonna go from lowest price to highest price. And keep in mind, they're, like I said, they're inventory homes. So these are done, complete homes that they need to sell. So like I said, I was online this morning. I saw some price drops on these inventory homes. So that's what I'm here. I'm gonna shoot 3 of these houses so you guys can see them. And here is Brenda. Hey, Brenda.
Hi, Renee. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
So, well, do you want to say hi to YouTube? Hi. This is Brenda, the sales rep here. I've actually worked with her in the past with the Hills,
yes.
Jacques and Celeste Hill. So they just closed in January, right?
January.
Yeah.
And you were on vacation and you still made it happen.
Yeah, I was on a cruise and they were buying in a different community.
Yes.
And unfortunately that didn't work out. They had to find somewhere else like super quick because they were selling their house in Ohio. And on my cruise, I'm on the phone with Brenda and the other people, and it was a big ordeal, but we got it done. They got into their house in January. And so Jacques and Celeste, if y'all are watching, hello to you. But yeah, so I was just telling them, I was online this morning looking for deals on some of the best homes, which Westin's always up there at the top of that list. So I saw some price drops. Hope you're in this right now. Let's see. But yeah, so I saw the inventory over here. Let's go over here.
We do have some deals at this moment. We do have some current incentive, but on top of what I have here, I do have some additional incentive. And the good thing about it is that your client decide how to use that. It could be towards the price of the home, closing costs, buy down. It really doesn't affect us. It's at their own benefit. Okay,
sweet. So yeah, let me see. One of them that I was looking at, where's the 60s? Here's the 60s. Yeah. I wanted to look at this Collins and a Carter, because a Carter is like one of the most popular ones that people want to see. So yeah, look at it. Looks here. I'm gonna flip y'all around real quick and show you this list here. So you can see, like I was saying, this Carter is one of the more popular ones. They dropped it to $593 from $626, almost $627. Another one I saw here, they have a $54,000 price drop down to $543. So actually, I'm gonna check those 2 out if that's cool, Brenda.
Keep in mind, there's more. There's more.
All right.
Always more.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I want to ask how much more, but can I
can run numbers for you.
Yeah,
if you
figure
want.
that out. I'll go.
Once you do the
I'll go
videos,
film these things.
Yes.
And then I'll come back. It'll probably take me a little over an hour, but I'll be back.
No worries. I will have the numbers for you.
Yeah, shoot. Well, awesome. Sweet. Well, I'm turn this around. Here we go. We're gonna go film these houses and then let Brenda do her thing, and then I'll show y'all what we can get past these deals that they got. Hopefully we get some more in there. So we'll see. Let's go check out these houses. All right, guys. So here we are. This is the Manhattan plan. I've actually never walked one of these before, so for me this was pretty cool to see this plan. You know, a lot of these Westin homes, they are pretty similar, very similar actually. But this is a plan that I have not walked, so it's a pretty cool one. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. You know, you see right when you come in here, you got the spiral staircase, all those windows back there looking out to that backyard, which actually just backs up to the forest too. So you got a beautiful view back there, which I'll show you when we go into the backyard. Real quick, just one thing I like to do, I kind of like to walk in and kind of give you a feel of like walking into the home, open into that like kitchen, living, dining area, kind of show you what it looks like going back towards the front of the home, where we're gonna have your first room up here, which is kind of like a little office, but it has a closet. So I think technically this is a bedroom because it has a closet. You know, honestly, I see a lot of people use these as their offices just because they're kind of tucked up in the front of the home. And on this house, you still have a game room upstairs too. So you got plenty of just kind of extra space in this home. So you can see nice window looking out there to the front yard that you just saw. You got those 2 glass doors for privacy also, and then you have your big walk-in closet here. So sometimes, like I said, if they have this set up as an office, that door wouldn't be there. There wouldn't be a closet, and then you'd have a different door and that would be like more of a storage room underneath the stairs. So you actually see that pretty often on these Westin homes, rather than having like a big closet in that little office room up there. And then again, since this is an inventory home, this thing's done complete, I always like to go in the garages, because people ask like, how big is the garage? Is there any additional space for storage? Right there would be your water heater. Tankless water heater is going to go up on that wall. You have your electrical panel in there too, and then that little gray box towards the front is the sprinkler system control. So you can see you got about maybe 3 feet right there of additional space, about just a little bit wider than that door frame like you just saw. So a little bit over 3 feet of additional space in that back of that garage. And then so if you park in the garage, you'll come in right here into your big open like great room, kitchen, dining, living area. So as you can see, huge island. One thing I really like about Westin too is they usually use really nice fixtures and hardware. So you got like the black hardware on the white cabinets. You see those black pendant lights over the island, and then you'll have all your appliances in here. So obviously you don't see the appliances right now, but you'll have your cooktop, your dishwasher, everything like that. They usually, the only thing they don't come with is the refrigerator, washer, dryer. Really wanted to show you right there on that bottom, kind of they went with like that natural wood look, so did like a two-tone in that kitchen. You have that natural wood look on the island, and then you have the white cabinets, and in here you have a nice big walk-in pantry. You can see they're kind of using it as their paint storage right now. And then as you turn around here, you're going to have your laundry room. So like I said, they usually don't come with the washer and dryer with Westin, but you can see you'll have your washer there to the left, dryer to the right. And then what's really cool is this connects directly to the primary closet, which once we get around into the primary bedroom, I'm going to walk through this closet so you can see it from the other way too. But it's really nice having that convenient access into your laundry room directly off of your primary closet, so you don't have to walk like all the way around the house to get to your laundry room. And then one more look, plenty of storage too. There's a ton of cabinets in this floor plan. It's kind of what I really like about it is they use like basically that entire space on that left side of the house or right side of the house, depending on where you're standing, for that kitchen. So there's a ton of cabinets, uppers and lowers, and then just view of your dining area, living room, those huge windows, like I said, going all the way up to the top. You can see out there you got a covered patio also, which I'll show you when we get outside. And then that view out there to the forest behind the house, which this one won't have back neighbors ever, so that forest will always be there. And then kind of just one look here from the end of your living room, looking back there towards your kitchen, dining, you know, obviously the spiral staircase going up there to the game room and the media room too. There's a media room upstairs as well. And then coming down this little hallway over here past your living area, to the left you're going to have your primary suite back there. But first I want to show you to the right, you actually have a half bath. So like I said, this is a 4-bed 3.5 bath. So this is your half bath downstairs. So, you know, if you're entertaining, you got people over or whatever, they can get right there into this bathroom instead of having to go use the primary, or if there was like another bathroom next to that bedroom up front, they don't have to use that. They have their own little private room right here. Then you have this little kind of little coat closet right there next to that bathroom. And then we'll get in here to the primary bedroom. So you can see again, you got the tray ceiling, you got those 3 windows there looking out to the backyard. You know, nice view again, you know, out there in the backyard, you got the forest back there. So just super quiet. Even, you know, once I get back there, you'll see once we walk through the house, it was just super quiet, like just really nice. I like nature. So to me, I would just sit out there on that back patio and kind of just stare at the trees and stare at nothing. But you can see here, really good size primary bedroom. You got the double doors here going into your primary ensuite as well. And then they matched the cabinets that you see here with the cabinets in the kitchen that were on that kitchen island. So you kind of have this more natural wood look. For some reason in the video, it's pulling like darker than it actually is. They're actually a little bit lighter than that, like more just kind of a wood tone rather than like that dark gray that they kind of look like in the video. But either way, you got your big soaking tub there, and then your nice tiled stand-up shower. And whenever I can, when there's a mirror, I always like to get in these things and show you how big it is. So for reference, I'm about 6'2". I go from 230 to 240, so I'm not little. So I want to show you, you know, you got that shower head's about 7 feet high. So, you know, really nice that it's that high. I had plenty of room to kind of move around, do my thing. And, you know, you can see right out here into that big soaking tub. And yeah, so you had, I talked about the cabinets, but you got your 2 sinks right there too, and plenty of countertop space too. So plenty of room for two people to be able to fit everything they need to fit right there on that countertop space where those two sinks are. And then the big walk-in closet, you saw you got the built-in shelves there to the left. And then, like I said earlier, it comes directly right here into your laundry room. So super easy, super quick, convenient access, getting right there to the laundry room from your primary closet. And then one look going back this way, so you can kind of see how big this is. You have the shelves, 2 rods on the left. On the right hand side, you have the 2 rods plus the additional like shoe shelving, or, you know, pants, shirts, whatever you want to use those shelves for. I think most people use them for shoes. That's what I would use them for. And then coming back out here, we're gonna go upstairs. So we're 7 minutes into this thing and we're still downstairs. There's a lot to see. Upstairs, you're gonna have a media room, a game room, 2 more bedrooms, and another bathroom. So plenty of space in this house, and super cool too. Like I've seen, I had some people buy a Westin home last year. They actually use their media room for their office because it's kind of more quiet. It's dark in there. You can close those doors and more secluded than like one of those front rooms at the front of the home. So they use their media room as their office. But you know, just kind of showing you this look down there from upstairs into like your great room down there. You can see those big windows out to the backyard, and then we'll check out this media room, which, just for reference, I kind of want to show you, you know, right when you come up the stairs, it's directly here to the right of the staircase, and you come in here and it looks out to the front of the house. So they always paint these things dark, usually this black color, but I think it's just more of, you know, if it is a media room, and you know, this one has a window. Normally they don't have a window. This one does have a window, so if you put some blackout shades there, you know, you got your TV, your surround sound, all that stuff, kind of just makes it feel like more of a theater, if you will. But like I said, you can use it for that, you can use it for an office, you use it for more of a game room, whatever you want to use it for. But this technically right here is your game room. I'm from California, we call them a loft. I always have to remind myself, we don't call it a loft out here in Texas, they call it a game room. But huge game room. You can see you got those big windows looking out there to the side of the house as well. And then just kind of giving you this view so you can get a good idea of how big this game room actually is. Going all the way over there to that open railing staircase. You can see that rotunda there with that nice light fixture. Super cool about this one. So this is kind of like a secondary suite, but it's upstairs. So your primary suite down, your secondary suite up, because this one has, if we turn around here, you'll see it has an attached bathroom. So you got that big window looking out to the front of the house. Actually a really good sized bedroom here, and then a nice attached bath. So you're gonna have your single sink there, and then your tiled shower and tub combo. So again, they use the same hardware throughout that shower head there, and kind of controls the valves and everything are the same style that you had in your primary downstairs. You can see you got the black fixtures on that sink as well, you know, the black doorknobs, things like that. So just kind of like some added touches that Westin does that makes their homes feel a little bit more custom than kind of like a more standard builder, if you will, or like a spec builder. But you know, look at that closet. The closet's not huge, but I think that's why they went with like the double posts or double shelves, so you can kind of get some more storage and hang more things in there, even though it's not like a big closet. And then coming across the game room, you're going to have 2 more bedrooms on this side and another bathroom there. So actually, I think I misspoke on this. This is, you have 3 bedrooms upstairs and 2 bathrooms, and then downstairs you have the primary and that first one that was towards the front of the house. So actually, technically, since that first room has a closet, this is a 5-bedroom house technically. But yeah, anyway, up here to the second bedroom upstairs, which would be technically the 4th bedroom that we've seen in this house. So again, another look, here's that closet. This one's actually a little bit bigger than that first one, but again, they did the double shelves, double rods, so you can kind of fit more things in there. And then as we get back out to this hallway, you're gonna have 1 more bedroom at the end of the hall and the bathroom there at the end of the hall as well. So all these rooms are pretty good size too, for this is a 45 foot section. So all that means is, like, when we started walking through this house, you saw on the outside, you have a 45 foot wide lot. The next 2 houses we're going to look at are on 60 foot wide lots. So you have more space. Actually, one of them a little bit bigger because it is on a corner lot. But technically they're both 60s. So you got this bedroom, and this is what we call out here in Texas a Texas attic. So a lot of times it looks like a closet door in a room or a game room. It'll just be like a random door somewhere, and you're like, what the heck's that for? You open it, it's your Texas attic. So most of the time it's just getting access to mechanical equipment like your HVAC and furnace like you saw there. Sometimes you'll have some storage areas, but as we go through these next houses, they all have that similar setup. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. I always like to open those up because when you're not here, right, and you're not actually walking these houses in person, I try to be as super detailed as I possibly can for you guys. So end of this hallway, you have your bathroom up here. So upstairs, again, we had game room, media room. You had that first bedroom that had its own ensuite. You got 3 more bedrooms down this hall, which would kind of share this bathroom right here. I'm sorry, I misspoke again. 2 more bedrooms down this hall. 3 bedrooms total upstairs. The 2 bedrooms down this hall would share that bathroom right there. And then coming back out this way, we'll go ahead and get downstairs and then go check out this backyard. This is kind of like one of the views that I love, and everybody really falls in love with these Westin homes with these open spiral staircases, and then like all the windows, the tall ceilings, you know, again, like I said, the light fixtures, the hardware, everything they do is kind of just a step up from like a standard spec builder. So really, really nice. And then all that flooring, by the way, too, that's all like wood look tile flooring. It's not LVP, so you get wood look tile, so very durable, it'll last forever. And coming out here, you have this huge, tall, covered patio area. And then, like I told you before, you actually have the forest back here, and there will be no back neighbors. So a little kind of secret to tell you, just in case you don't have a realtor, you don't have someone when you go buy your new home. If you see an open gate like that they leave that open for the view. So that means there should never be any homes built right behind you. But if you were to see like a wooden fence, especially if it had like a good neighbor fence, and they try to tell you, oh, it's just forest back there, there's no back neighbors, but there's an actual like wooden fence, usually that means they're planning on building behind you. So keep that in mind when you're out here looking at these houses too, and make sure that you're getting what you're actually getting. But anyway, beautiful home right here by Westin. All right, let's get back inside. I want to show you guys the advertised price and what they've already dropped it to. And then, like I said, Brenda is working on the, I guess, secret price, if you will. I don't really know what to call it, but we're calling it the secret price. And then we'll find that out later once I get back up there and talk to her and see what they can do on all these houses. But let me turn y'all around real quick. Here we go. So this is the one that we just walked. It's a Manhattan plan. You can see it's 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2,800 square feet. They had it listed, basically we'll call it 488. They've dropped it about 43 grand. So now it's down to about 445. So that 445 is, like I said, the advertised price. So that's what you're gonna see on like MLS, Hard.com, Zillow, all the stuff. That's basically what they're putting out there that the price is. When we get back up there and talk to Brenda, we're gonna see what we can actually get this thing for. All right, so before we get into this second house, what I wanna do real quick is just go into the computer and show you exactly where we're at in the Houston area. So we're on the northeast side of Houston, like I said, in New Caney, Texas. So we're gonna kind of do an overall zoomed out view, show you kind of where downtown is, the airport, the woodlands, kind of just sort of your things that are nearby, or actually not nearby, but sort of your more like destination spots. And then I'm gonna zoom in and show you everything nearby. So like your nearest Target, Costco, Sam's Club, all the stuff like kind of just your day-to-day, everyday lifestyle would look like if you moved right here to this community. So let's go ahead, jump into the computer right now. So as you can see, here is downtown Houston in the center of your screen. And this red dot up here on the northeast side is the trail. So this is Westin Homes. And again, you know, they have Chesmar, Lennar, and Coventry that build here also. But for this video, we just did Westin Homes, but you can see we're Westin Homes right here in the trails. Biggest thing you'll notice is, you know, it looks a little bit far to downtown Houston right now. It's actually it's 4:40 p.m. So this might be a good time to get a good idea of traffic flow in and out of downtown if you need to get downtown. So we'll check that out. You can see you got Bush Airport up here, which is not too far. And you have the Woodlands up here, which is not too far too, which is really the huge draw to kind of all this north side of Houston and why there's just so much growth and so many new developments popping up here on this north side. It's because the Woodlands is amazing. I love the Woodlands too. So I don't blame everybody for wanting to be close to the Woodlands. So let's go ahead and check out, you know, like I said, real quick, we'll do like a zoomed out view. We'll see how long it'll take to get you to downtown Houston right now. So from literally that location right there, if you want to know, to my house, it's 30 minutes. But let's go to, let me fix this. Downtown Houston. We are 42 minutes away, so taking Highway 69 straight into town. And like I said, it's 4:40 p.m. right now, so it kind of gives you a good idea of the afternoon traffic. Let's flip this around and see, like say you're working downtown, it'll take you 53 minutes to get home. So you can see there's some traffic right here inside of this 610 loop. A little bit of traffic here, a little bit of traffic up here, so not too bad. Like I said, 53 minutes, straight shot up 69, and again at 4:40 p.m. This is a really good view. I'm actually glad I'm doing this right now so you can get a realistic idea of how long it would take you to get up here if you lived here and worked in downtown. So 53 minutes there. Other thing I pointed out, we are pretty close. Actually, I messed that up. Let me go back here. Now we'll switch this back around. Like I said, we're pretty close to the airport. So IAH, you know, a lot of people, especially me being from California, moving out here, it was important for us to be close to the airport. You can see this little blue dot on your screen right here. That's where I live in Kingwood. But if you live up here in the trails, which isn't too far from Kingwood, you are 24 minutes to the airport. So I know, you know, like I said, for us, we knew we were gonna be traveling. You know, we go to Florida a lot. We go to California every now and then to visit family. We got family coming to visit us. So being somewhat close to the airport, and this is like the big main hub airport here in Houston, which is Bush Airport, was really important. And I know a lot of people moving here just like we did. Really important to y'all too, so I always want to point that out. 24 minutes to the airport. Other big thing, like I mentioned, is the Woodlands. So if we go into the Woodlands Mall from here, you are 31 minutes to get there. So, you know, just like I said, big draw to being up here is being able to get to the Woodlands. And the Woodlands is kind of like, you know, you're gonna have everything you need over here. Obviously you can see Target, there's a big shopping center, which is super close. But if you're looking for, you know, nicer restaurants, a date night or something like that, you're either gonna go to the Woodlands or you're gonna go downtown. So I already showed you downtown, but you're 30 minutes to the Woodlands too. So again, not a bad drive at all getting to and from the Woodlands if you live right here in this community. So we'll exit out of here, out of this Woodlands one, and you'll see right here, I wanna kind of just zoom in. Let's get rid of that here. So obviously you saw the Woodlands over here. There's a ton of development right here. There's a big movie theater. This is like Woodson's Reserve, Bender's Landing, all that right here. But as you can see, you know, all this green area over here, that's really just tells you that there's not much there. It hasn't really been developed out. The trails in here, again, this is where I was right here. So you can see the trails is really the only thing right here. And then all your stuff is gonna be this way. So if you're coming east on 99, your biggest shopping center, see, you can see Target right here. You're gonna have a ton of restaurants, all kinds of stuff to do. This is the Valley Ranch Town Center. As you see right here, super great. We were just there the other day. We kind of come up here and this is the Target we go to, Hobby Lobby. You know, let me zoom in here. You have a Kroger, which is your grocery store. That's probably the nearest grocery store. So you're gonna be going to the grocery store right here. Actually, let me map it real quick, just so you get a good idea. We're gonna map it to, I don't know why this thing keeps trying to go to my house, but we're gonna map it to Target at Valley Ranch. Target, what is going on with me today? It's been a long day. I've been out filming literally all day long and I'm home now. I got my kids from school, my wife's home, they're upstairs, and it's just been a long one. So anyway, we're 12 minutes away from Target right here. So you can see the whole point of that being, if you wanna go to Target, you wanna go to the grocery store, you want kind of just, you don't feel like making dinner, whatever the case may be, there's a million restaurants, a million things to do right here, 12 minutes away. You can see there's actually a little bit of traffic right now, probably again, because it's 4:45. So a little bit of traffic. Normally you're under 10 minutes to get right here to the shopping center. Let me move this out of the way and then we'll zoom in a little bit too. And this place is huge, by the way. This is a massive, massive shopping center. You got Goody Goody Liquor, which is basically like a Total Wine. Not sure if you have Total Wine where you're at, but in California, that's what we had. Again, your Kroger, your Hobby Lobby, you have a Shogun, which is kind of like a Benihana style restaurant, Home Goods, Target, James Avery, Bath and Body Works, TJ Maxx, Ross, Five Below, Burlington, kind of like all your big anchor stores. And then along this right here by the highway, you got a ton of restaurants. So Chuy's, which is a little Mexican spot, Saltgrass, Chipotle, Buffalo Wild Wings, a Poke Place, a sushi bar, Chili's, which is where we went the other day because my son wanted to go to Chili's. Then you got Gringo's Mexican food. And then along this bottom side here, ton of like quick in and out, not in and out, but like eat and go type places. So like Jersey Mike's, Dave's Hot Chicken. And I mean, there's even more when you zoom in further, but it's kind of just your main stuff. Raising Cane's, Whataburger, Mod Pizza, Toasted Yolk, Over here you got Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A's right here too. But just to kind of give you an idea of how big this is, because this doesn't really do it justice on the map. If we look here, this is a football stadium. So this is Randall Reed Stadium. It's one of the local high school football fields. So if you get an idea, let's see, there's a good aerial shot here. So here's like, I mean, obviously it's 120 yards from back end zone to back end zone, right? And if you see, if you were to overlay this, actually this is where Target is. Target's not even here yet in this picture. So you can see you can fit a whole football field right here, like football field. You can probably fit 15 football stadiums in this one shopping center. I mean, look at this. So that's that whole football stadium right here. I mean, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably, yeah, like I said, 15 football stadiums in the footprint of this shopping plaza. And that's not even the whole thing. So they're going to continue building. Even up here on this side, you have a movie theater that's already there, a big Cinemark movie theater. So, you know, if we go back to this map, you can see here just how massive, I mean, you got the football stadium, all that, like I said, and it continues all the way back here too, and it's not even done being developed out. All this stuff has just been built within the last few years, so really, really great. Kind of a long way to tell you that's your nearest shopping, you know, kind of just your everyday, day-to-day stuff is gonna be right there at the Valley Ranch Town Center. And then as you move down here, you have Home Depot, and then you get to down here off North Park and Kingwood Drive, which is Kingwood. You have a whole nother shopping plaza. You got Texas Roadhouse that I just accidentally clicked on. You have a whole nother shopping plaza right here with a bunch of restaurants, little bars, kind of a bunch of things to do. Down here, you know, you're off North Park there. Down here off Kingwood Drive, you have the Kingwood HCA healthcare facility. So this will be like your nearest major hospital, emergency room, that kind of stuff. And then coming down a little bit further, you have your Costco. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get back out of there. We want to exit out of that too, and we want to go back to Westin. So I'm going to show you how far that that Costco is. Let's switch this around, and that's going to be Costco in Humble. So right now you're 20 minutes to Costco, and as you might have saw when I was zoomed in there, again, right across from Costco, you have like the Deerbrook Mall. So, you know, basically it's just like any other mall. You got all your stores, everything. You got Sam's Club right here, Home Depot, Marshall's, again, a bunch of different restaurants and things to do right here at this big intersection. But if you're trying to get to Costco, you're 20 minutes away. And then right next to Costco, you actually have another Target. You have like an oil change place, you have a Kohl's. And then up here, right next to Costco again, you have a Main Event, which is pretty cool. My son loves this place. So it's a bowling alley slash, you know, you got Billy, there's like a whole bar section, so it's kind of divided off, so adults can be over here in this bar section playing pool. You got the whole bar right here. It's actually pretty cool, and it's a bowling alley, and it's a huge arcade too. So let me see if you can see some more pictures. It's arcade, then you got like this whole, I don't know what you call it, not jungle gym, but someone tell me the word that I'm trying to think of when you're trying to climb through stuff, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Can't think of it right now. Like I said, it's been a long day. But yeah, so that place is super cool. It's called Main Event, and it's right there in Humble. And like you just saw, literally Costco's right next door. So you're 20 minutes to Main Event also. So I hope that kind of helps y'all get an idea of where we are and things to do, and basically what the lifestyle kind of looks like or feels like if you were to move right here to this community. We're gonna go ahead and check out this second house now. Before we do that, hit the like button for me, put a comment in if you want to see anything different going forward in these videos, or if you like something you want to see me continue doing in these videos. I try to get all your input and take that into consideration as I move forward and continue with doing this every single week for you guys. So hit the subscribe button if you want to watch this. I put a video out every single weekend, but other than that, I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and check out the next house. All right, so here we are at this second house. Like I kind of talked about in the first house about the width of the lot. So that first house we looked at was on a 45-foot lot. This one it's in the 60 section, but as you see, it's on this corner lot right here. So it's actually probably 5 or 10 feet wider than your other homes that are kind of in the middle of the street. Those will all be 60s. This one's probably 65 to 70, maybe not 70, but anyway, probably about 65-ish since you have that corner lot. But coming up here, this thing's amazing. You see you have all your landscaping up here in front already done. Really, really beautiful house. This is the Collins plan, by the way. I've walked a few of these before. Really nice, probably one of my favorites that they build. You can see right when you come in, you can see up there into like that kind of landing up above the stairs area, and then you have your game room, media room, and stuff up there. But like I always do, want to give you a feel of like walking into this house, right? So you come in through your front door, you'll see what I just showed you up there looking upstairs. You kind of come over here into your living room. Back there you got your dining room in that back little nook, your kitchen, and then your view up there, your spiral staircase, the rotunda, the really big nice light fixture. Like I said, Westin does a really good job with their fixtures. And then coming back up here in the front, the kind of your whole entryway, there's a lot going on up here. So a ton of space. You got a bedroom down there, your laundry room, that bedroom's got a bathroom. But first we're going to start up here in this office. So like I told you in that first one, this technically I guess would be another bedroom because it has a closet in it too. Or actually this one doesn't have a closet. The first one had a closet. I'm like, y'all, I'm all mixed up. I actually filmed all of this stuff, started feeling kind of sick. So I feel kind of sick right now. So my brain is kind of like not really knowing what the heck's going on. But anyway, contrary to that first one we saw that had the closet, that one does not have a closet. So technically that's not a bedroom, right? So that one's not being counted as a bedroom. But anyway, when you come out of there, you come down this hallway, you're going to have your laundry room, actually a really big laundry room too. So you saw to the left there, your washer dryer, you turn around there, you just saw you had that more extra space. And then you have one of your walk-in closets in this primary bathroom up here. This one actually has two closets in the primary, so I'll show you those when we get to the primary bedroom. And then coming further down this hallway, you're going to have your first actual bedroom that we're going to look at in this house. And this thing's actually a really good size too, so you can see it faces the front of the home, so you got that nice window looking out there to the front. And then you can see right there, right when you come in, you actually have its own ensuite here. So you're going to have a single sink. You'll see they went with the gray cabinets here that match the kitchen. Again, nice light fixture. And then coming over here, you're going to have your tiled shower, your stand-up shower here with kind of like your more gold or coppered hardware in there. Didn't have a shower head in there yet. Obviously they're gonna have to put that thing on before somebody buys this house. And then your closet over here, kind of a little bit bigger than a standard size closet. As I back up here, you can sort of see there might be like 2.5 to 3 feet of space in there, so you can kind of step into this one a tiny bit, and it kind of goes back there to the right. So again, maybe you got to be there in person to really feel it. It's just, you know, most of your closets are only like 2 feet in, and you got to stand outside to reach in. That one you can kind of go in a little bit, so it might be an extra 6 to 8 inches of space that you have in there. And then coming back out to, again, we're still kind of in that entryway. You saw right there for reference, you had your front door, you had that first office, down that hall with the bedroom, laundry room. Coming further this way, you're going to have, going over here, your little mudroom area coming from the garage, which that door right in front of me is the garage door. And then your, obviously your little mudroom kind of drop area, backpack, shoes, all that stuff to the left. And then to the right, you're going to have a half bathroom. So again, really, really nice having that half bath down here downstairs. So, you know, you're entertaining, you got people over, they can use this bathroom. They don't have to go down that hallway to use the bathroom in that other bedroom. There's already one up here. Another cool thing about this house, as we turn around here, this is a 3-car tandem garage. So from the front of the home, as you saw, it looks like a regular 2-car garage. When you get in the garage, you have kind of like your standard 2-car space here with that little addition, probably about 3 feet or so of space. You know, you had an outlet right there as well. Could probably put, you know, your fridge, thing like that. That little gray box I just pointed at is your sprinkler control system. And then you have your breaker panel here to the left. Right there, your breaker panel. And then that in that back corner would be your tankless water heater. You know, you got another plug back there too. So fridge, deep freeze, whatever you need to put, you got plenty of storage space back here in this 3-car tandem garage. If you park in the garage, you'll come into the home right here into this little mud room. If you got to use the bathroom super bad, your little half bath is right there, convenient off that garage door. And then it would open up right here into your living room, dining, kitchen area. So again, the huge windows, the tall ceilings, just everybody loves these windows, the tall ceilings here in the Westin homes. And then this one, as you saw, has a fireplace. So when we turn back around, you'll see that fireplace too. But here you go, huge island. Again, with the kind of like the gold hardware on the doors. You have the gold or bronze, I'm not really sure what those are. They're kind of like goldish, bronzy light fixtures. Faucet over that sink, kind of all your little accents match here, which is great. And again, as you see right here, the flooring, you have the wood look tile throughout like your living dining spaces. The bedrooms had carpet, but all your other spaces, you're gonna have that wood look tile here. So kind of just give you a view. And this dining room is huge. So a lot of times when you have like a little breakfast nook that's sort of like tucked away, they're small sometimes. That one's actually really, really big. So you'll have like a gas cooktop here, and then you'll have your range overhead right there that I'm pointing at. And then just kind of want to give you a view of this backsplash, and they ran that backsplash all the way up to the top, which is really nice. And then coming around this way, you will have a stacked oven on the bottom and microwave on top. And then to the left of that, your refrigerator, which again, usually they don't come with the refrigerator. You'll get oven, microwave, cooktop, dishwasher. Usually there's no fridge or washer dryer. Sometimes you can try to negotiate that into the deal though, and they might throw one in. Honestly, a lot of times they don't really use the nicest stuff if they're going to put it in there for you. So I would just take a credit or just buy something yourself, because you're going to get something nicer than they're going to give you. But right there under the island I just pointed out, that's where your dishwasher would go. And then again, huge island. So this is kind of one view I always like to do, because we like to entertain and have people over. So if I had a home like this, I always picture myself kind of in that kitchen, hanging out in the dining room. I'm looking out here to your living room, the fireplace. You know, you might have the TV on, whether it be a game or whatever, everyone's hanging out watching. And then kind of just this view, you know, obviously the spiral staircase, you can see the rotunda, you can see up there, it's like the media room, the game room. And then looking back that way to the kitchen, that big island, you know, put some bar stools in there, under there. It kind of extends that dining room too, because people can hang out right there at the island. And then coming this way, what's really cool about this setup too is right when you come into the primary, the bedroom is right there to the right. So you have those double doors going into, I mean, the bathroom is there to the right. So the double doors going into the bathroom, and then you kind of go through this hallway and you get into the primary bedroom right here. So you can see the windows looking out there to the backyard. Really big primary bedroom. I'm not sure of the exact dimensions, but really big. And then you have like this double tray ceiling, which kind of makes it feel a lot taller too. And again, just want to show you this view you can see out there to the backyard. And then as we turn around here, sort of giving you a view, you know, normally like that wall over there to the left would be like your entrance into your bathroom. So I kind of like that it's sort of like tucked away. You have like your bedroom area. And then as you go back up this hallway, you turn to the left, and then that's where you're going to have your huge primary bathroom. This one's probably my favorite bathroom of the three we're looking at. I kind of just like the symmetry. Like when you walk in here, you see the big tub right there with the big windows in the middle. You turn to the left, you're going to have your one. You got a little vanity station there to the left with the drawers. Obviously you got your sink there, and you can see in the mirror behind me, just on the other side, you have your other sink area. And again, you know, same cabinets, they kind of match to everything throughout the home. You got the same gold, like kind of bronze hardware, or not hardware, but light fixture and faucet there. And then behind all that, you're going to have your big stand-up shower. So again, no, they haven't installed the shower head yet, but they're all pretty similar. So just like the one you saw in the first house, the black one, this one's going to be basically the same thing, but it's going to match obviously this kind of bronze gold color that they're going with on this house. And then coming down this way to the left, you're going to have your little toilet room there. And then next to like your little vanity area to the right there, you're going to have this linen closet. So again, no shortage of storage in these homes, which is kind of crazy because there's so much space. Like this room is huge, bedrooms are huge, all that. And then what I'm pointing at there is as we walk this way, there's actually two closets, like I mentioned. So you're going to have two walk-in closets. Your first one's going to be over here to the left. And then the next one is the one that's connected to the laundry room, like I showed you earlier. So this one here kind of has two sides. So you kind of come around and tucks around that corner. So you got where I'm standing that you just saw, and then you look back this way and you have these double rods and shelving. So plenty of space in this first walk-in closet. And then coming across here, you're going to have the other one that I showed you earlier, which goes over to the laundry room. So again, both of them are actually pretty decent sized walk-in closets. So plenty of space for two people to be able to do what they want in their own closet. And then, like I said, it comes out here. And this laundry room's huge too. So nice big laundry room. You can probably put like a whole nother like workstation, or maybe like another cabinet and countertop behind, like on the opposite wall. So you have like a whole workstation on one side, and you can turn around, you have your washer and dryer over there. Or if you have pets or anything, you can kind of have like a crate, like a whole dog area inside of that laundry room as well, and it doesn't really affect the other side where you got to wash your clothes and do all your stuff. So kind of just nice. This is actually the biggest laundry room in the three houses that we're going to look at. Personally, after walking through all three of these homes, I kind of feel like I like this one even more than the third one, which is the Carter 9 that everybody loves. I really do like this Collins plan. It's set up very well. But anyway, coming upstairs, you can see, you saw that big rotunda, the nice light fixture, all that. You can see down here into your entryway on that side, and then down, you know, the big windows looking out to the backyard, into the kitchen, dining area, all that. And then you're gonna have your game room. Again, I gotta stop myself from saying loft, but you're gonna have your game room right here, and then your media room connected just off of this game room here. So again, they didn't go with the black in this media room, which is kind of cool. It's still a little bit darker, but they went with more of a gray tone color here in this media room, which is cool. Kind of matches the cabinets, matches everything else they did in this home. Then you got that tray ceiling up here too with those recessed lights. Pretty nice media room. A lot of people, again, like I said, you can use that as a media room, office, whatever you want to use it for. Just kind of another extension of your game room there. Then across this hallway, what you're gonna have is another random door, which goes here into your Texas attic. So this one doesn't even really have any mechanicals in it. You really just have like your ductwork for the AC. But if it were me, you know, you can probably, like, looking straight out right there, you can probably put some plywood along that spot and just have like a huge storage area. So could be used for that. You know, if you wanted to kind of open it up, finish it out, you have to move that ductwork, but maybe you could finish it out and put a whole new little like secret room in there or something like that. But again, on this side, what we're gonna have, what I was pointing at, is you're actually gonna have 2 more bedrooms over here with like a Jack and Jill bathroom setup. So when you come into this first little sink area, you can see to the right there's actually a door there that closes, and it goes over into your toilet and like shower area. But we're gonna start over here to the right, and you're gonna see we have 2 bedrooms over here. So your first bedroom on the right hand side, so this one looks out towards the front of the home. And for whatever reason, like, I feel like in this video when I walk into these rooms, they look really narrow, so that's why I always kind of go to the other side of the room and give you a view of looking back the other way, because they're, for whatever reason, I feel like they're showing more narrow than they actually are. So when you see this view, for whatever reason, it looks wider. I'm not sure like how our eyes are kind of like deceiving us, but you can see when I walked in it looked like kind of narrow, but then when you look at that, it's like, oh no, it's actually pretty wide. And then you come in here and you have a nice big walk-in closet too. So that's the thing about this room, and I think this next one has a nice big walk-in closet as well. And again, coming into this room here, you can see, again, kind of mirrors that other one. I think this one's actually maybe a foot or 2 wider than that first one, so it might be just a little bit bigger. But this one also looks out there to the front yard. You can see the houses across the street, and it's all just forest behind those houses too. So no houses are going to be back there. And then looking back this way, again, you can kind of see how wide this room actually is. Really, really big rooms. And then you got a nice little walk-in closet here to the left. So you got your walk-in closet there. And then to the right, you have, like I mentioned, that little kind of Jack and Jill bathroom setup. So this room actually has its own sink area, vanity area. You can see the nice light fixtures, everything matches, the cabinets match the rest of the home too. And then you come through this way, and this is where you're going to have that shower tub, toilet area. You got kind of this little extra linen storage there next to the toilet. And then as we turn around here, just kind of want to show you the hardware. Everything matches in here too. Obviously they don't have I don't know why they don't have any shower heads in this house. It's kind of weird, because usually the shower head comes with the little like pipe that sticks out of the wall, but a lot of times they'll come in and take them, honestly. So what I've noticed too, and again, when you're buying a new construction home, you got to kind of stay on top of all this stuff, because what I've noticed is if they need, like, if another house is going to close like soon and they need something, they'll go take it from a different house. So they'll take light fixtures, they'll take light bulbs, they'll take shower heads, they'll take whatever they need, go put it on that other house so they can get that one closed. And then all of a sudden you're trying to close on your house and you're missing a bunch of stuff. So make sure you're staying on top of these people, or your realtor, whether it be me or whoever you're using, is staying on top of these builders, making sure that your house is the way that it's supposed to be when you close on it. So keep that in mind. But anyway, you saw another little Texas attic. This one has 2, right? You had one off the game room, you had one down this little hallway too, where you can kind of see you had your HVAC in there, mechanicals and stuff like that. And then coming back downstairs, coming through your dining, living, kitchen area, you have a huge covered patio. And what I like about this one, it's kind of, obviously it's not enclosed because it's open right there, but it's enclosed on 3 sides because of the way the floor plan of this house is. So you have the brick basically all the way around, and then you got this nice big backyard. So what's cool about this one, again, you have that the corner lot, so there's no house like right next to you. That's just like the little residential street on the other side. And then this specific house, your neighbor also, their house is kind of like facing the other way. So it doesn't feel like you have a house like right on top of you in your backyard. But again, nice look at that covered patio in the back of the home. And again, this one was the Collins plan. All right, it's getting hot out here in Houston. Let's get back inside and check out their advertised price on this home. They've already dropped it some too. And then, like I said, we're gonna get back and talk to Brenda while she runs numbers to see what we can actually get this thing for. So let's turn y'all around here. So this is the house that we just walked. It is a Collins plan, 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3-car garage, 3,429 square feet. You can see they had it at 598. They dropped it about 55,000 down to 543.7. We'll call it 544. Okay, so like I said, that's the advertised price. Brenda's crunching numbers for me right now. As soon as we get back to her office, we're gonna see what the secret price, I guess is what I'm calling it. We're gonna see what the actual price is that we can get this thing for. All right, before we get into this next house, real quick, I wanted to show y'all, because in my last video, there was nothing out here. Like where I'm standing right now was just all forest. You can see they're starting to build the amenity center right now. So this is gonna be part of it. You got your little swing set playground area right here. You got like some more slides, stuff like that. And then as you see, when I get up this way, when I flip around, all that has been cleared back there, going all the way to that side too. So that's where like the pool, the whole big amenity center, everything is gonna be right back there. So as you can see, they already cleared the land. This little park right here is supposed to be done here within the next couple months. So you got this little caterpillar thing. I don't even really know what that is. Looks like you just kind of climb on it. But so yeah, anyway, just kind of wanted to show y'all real quick, because in my last video, again, none of this stuff was here. So when I got here, I was kind of like, oh shoot, this is actually kind of cool to see, you know, that it's moving along, that they're actually moving forward on some of the amenities. So hopefully the pool and all the rest of that fun stuff will be coming in pretty soon too. So this is what I'm talking about right here. You can see behind me, we have a rendering of like the big amenity center. When you come in, like right when you drive into the community, you're gonna see the trails sign right here. This is where the amenities are gonna be. So if I turn y'all over this way, let's take a look here at this. So as you can see, obviously, this is where I just was, where I showed you where that little playground, you had your swing set, the little caterpillar thing that I didn't really know what the heck that thing was. But as I showed you behind there, all that was like cleared. So you're gonna have your pool, your splash pad, kind of like a gathering pavilion area. Not sure yet. I heard they were gonna put a gym over here, but I guess they just haven't confirmed that yet. And then the neighbor is actually, you can kind of see a street that runs back there. So like right now, all the houses are on this side of the neighborhood. Some of that land that's cleared over there is actually gonna go around too. So you're gonna have houses all around this entire amenity center that you see here. All right, guys, so here we are, the third and final house. This is the one that everybody loves. This is the Carter 9 plan. It's a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom. What's cool about this particular house, like I just pointed at, you're at kind of the end of this little residential street. So there's really not any through traffic coming through here, because this street just kind of like kind of horseshoes around. So these houses are kind of just tucked back here. And then there's also no back neighbors too. So you just have the forest behind these houses, which I'll show you once we get into the backyard. And this one also, you know, I just want to show you have your landscaping here up front. You also have some landscaping in the back that's already done too. You got this nice tall brick. I really like all the brick of these homes. And going inside here, you're going to see, just like I always do, we're going to come in here and kind of just walk straight through. This one's got like an additional formal dining room there to the right. And then once you pass this entryway and all that is when it really opens up to the big kitchen. Got your little breakfast nook back there. You got all your windows, your fireplace. It's beautiful. Then you got the staircase, spiral staircase, the rotunda up there. You can see up there into that game room. Again, just really, really beautiful home here on this Carter 9 plan. But let's get up to the front and show you everything that we just walked by before we get into everything else. So coming over here, you can see again the really tall entryway. You got the windows way up high there, and then your front room here has the super tall ceilings too. So these got to be like, I don't know if they're 20-foot ceilings, but at least 15 to 18-foot ceilings. And then you had a window way up there too. So just lets in a ton of light up here into this little flex room, office, whatever you want to use it for. And as you can see, it looks right there out to the front yard. And then you have your double glass doors for privacy, or, you know, if you do use this as your office, you want to close those doors when the kids are home or people are yelling, screaming, blah, 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 if you're on calls or whatever you're doing. So nice that you have those doors there for privacy too. And then coming this way down this long hallway to the right there, you're going to have a half bath. You're going to have your laundry room that we just walked by, and then you're going to have an additional bedroom, kind of like a secondary ensuite. So what's really cool, and honestly what a lot of people like about this Carter 9 plan, is you have basically 2 suites on the first floor. You have this secondary suite with its own attached bathroom, which you'll see right now when I turn around, and then you have your primary suite on the first floor as well. So if you have multi-generational living, or maybe a older mother-in-law, father-in-law, whoever might be living with you, and they don't want to be going up and down the stairs, or they can't be going up and down stairs, right here they have their own ensuite. So own bathroom, own shower, closet, bedroom, the whole deal. They're basically all their own living space right here. So as you can see, good sized room that was too. And then you come through this little hallway here, and you have your stand-up shower. And then as we turn around from the stand-up shower, your closet's going to be in here as well. So it's honestly, for me anyway, again, like I said before, I'm about 6 foot, 230, 240. I'm not like a little person. So that little space between this closet and where that shower was kind of tight for me. I probably wouldn't be the most comfortable in this room, or in this bathroom anyway. The room itself is actually a pretty good size. But just kind of to note that it's not like a lot of space in there between that shower and that closet space there. But coming out here into the hallway, this is where you're going to have your laundry room. And then as you can see, that door straight ahead across from the laundry room, or across from where I'm standing, is one of the closets too. So you'll have your washer dryer here, and then you get over here, and then you have one of your walk-in closets, and you can see right there where the tub is and all that. That's like your main primary bathroom area. So I'll show you that once we get around to the primary bedroom and bathroom. And then up here, we're still in this hallway in the front of the home, but you have your half bathroom up here, and they kind of, you know, they did some paint. As I was walking through this house, it made me wonder, because there was like a little bit of different types of upgrades with paint and things like that, where I thought maybe this was a house that somebody built and actually like customized it for what they wanted, and then ended up not buying it for whatever reason. But anyway, coming through here into this is a standard 2-car garage. You probably got about 3 feet or so of extra space there in the back. And then what's cool, this one already has the water heater too. So you can see right there, the other 2, you didn't see the water heater. That's your tankless water heater you're going to get on those other 2 as well. Then you got your breaker panel in the garage, and then that little gray box again is your sprinkler system. So these things come with full sprinkler systems. And then right there, what I'm pointing at in the back is probably, 3.5 feet or so of additional space. So you can put some storage shelves back there, deep freeze, refrigerator, whatever you want to put back there. You got that extra space in the back of the garage. And so coming in from the garage is where you walk in right here, and then you have your formal dining room here to the right. Personally, I don't like carpet in an area where you're going to be eating. So if it were me, I probably would have just ran that wood look tile all the way through this dining room as well. So if I'm buying this house, it's probably something I'm putting on the docket or in my budget to do, is match that floor all the way into this dining room also. But still, great to have that space. You have that nice light fixture that would be above your dining table. And then over here into kind of your main area, right? So you have your big living room, the big windows, the fireplace, huge kitchen. So this thing's got that massive island. You can probably fit 4 or 5 bar stools there underneath that island. And this island has like that little waterfall style countertop too. So when you come this way, I'll kind of show you as I turn around. There you go. You can see they went with, like, again, the 2-tone cabinets. They did the black underneath the island there. You can see, like I just said, the waterfall style countertop. And then you'll have a gas range. You have a gas cooktop, and then over there is where you're going to have your stacked oven and microwave. And just kind of want to show you this too. So they went with the black. You still got the same hardware. You got that gold faucet there, the nice sink. And over here, straight there in front of us, is where your refrigerator would be. And then you have the kind of this extra little like coffee bar station right there. Still plenty of cabinets above. And then you turn around here, and you have a nice big walk-in pantry. Let me flip that light on for you guys. So apparently this is where the painters store all of their paint and stuff while they're building these homes. So you have a nice big walk-in pantry there. And then as we turn around, just kind of want to show you one more look at just how much storage you have. You can see all the under cabinets. They added those 2 overheads above there, so those go all the way up to the ceiling. And then where that hole is in that backsplash up top, that's where your vent would be for your range hood. You can see, just kind of want to show you this little detailed view of that backsplash. You kind of have like the wavy subway or textured subway tile that they went with. And then, like I mentioned on the second house we looked at, that second house had a really big dining nook. So you can see on this one, this is kind of what I was talking about. This one has a little bit of a smaller dining nook, so fit a smaller table over there, but you have that formal dining room as well. So I think that's why they kind of did that. So it's a little bit smaller, but you have formal dining anyway, so you don't need a big dining space over there off your kitchen. Then you have your primary bedroom. So again, you got the 3 windows looking out there, and for whatever reason, like I said before, when you walk into these rooms, they feel narrow for some reason. But as I get to the other side, I'll kind of show you the view looking back towards the front. And then you got the double tray ceilings here as well. And then, like I mentioned earlier, actually your landscape is all along the back of the house as well. And then you see that forest back there. And then turning back around this way, you'll get a better idea of like how wide this room is. It's actually a pretty big room. And then getting into your primary ensuite. So people really love this setup. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not a huge fan of like walking in and having the tub like straight at me. For me, it feels kind of weird. I like the other one where it was wide and everything was more like symmetrical. Maybe that why, because I have OCD about stuff, so everything's got to be like in a particular space and like evened out and stuff. So it's probably why this one kind of makes me feel awkward. But anyway, you still have your big soaking tub there in the center. And then, like I showed you earlier when we looked at the laundry room, your first walk-in closet here is right to the left of your tub. You had your little sink station there, and then across the other side of the tub, obviously, as you can see, you got your other sink, you got the vanity to the left, and then you have your stand-up shower over here, just behind here. And I think this one has the shower head. Yeah, so this one has the shower head in it. So the second house we looked at didn't have the shower head, so that shower head that's in this one is what'll be in that other one as well. But really nice tile. I like that they added the what's it called, kind of like that decorative tile going across the like at eye height, so it kind of breaks up the big tiles as they go up. But over here coming this way, you have a huge walk-in closet, and then it has a window there looking out to the backyard. So this one's massive, and then even behind the door here, you can see you got those built-in shelves there. So really huge closet. The other one was a nice size too. You know, I had a walk-in closet on the other side. It goes right there to the laundry room. But this one over here is massive, and then you even have another little linen storage closet right outside of that closet. So like your towels, blankets, toiletries, all that stuff can go in there. They don't need to go in your actual closet and take up space where you need your clothes and shoes and everything else that we all have too much of, right? But coming out to your living room again, we're gonna go ahead and go upstairs. So we'll go up this spiral staircase, and then I actually really like this setup too, because the upstairs is kind of like separated. So you have like one whole area over there where we're kind of looking right now. You got the rotunda. Again, they always do the nice light fixtures up here in the rotunda. You can see down there into the living room. You can kind of see into the kitchen, the game room, but all those big windows looking out there to the backyard. You can see that forest out there. But what I was saying is you kind of have, so you have a bedroom tucked down there to the right. And then obviously you have your game room and your media room here too. So this has like 2 sides to this second story. So your game room, media room, which I'm showing you right now. And again, huge. This one's huge. This house is like 3,800 square feet. So it's not a small home. You can see they went with like the darker black in this game room here, or in the media room, I'm sorry. And then what's cool too is you actually have those doors closed. So you could see it when we were on the outside, but you have those doors that close and open outward. So if you have like furniture or things in that, the doors aren't going to open inward and hit your furniture. But coming over here, you have your 3rd bedroom in this home, and kind of just like that one downstairs where it had its own bathroom. This one technically it doesn't have its own bathroom, but it has a bathroom just across the hallway, so it would be more of a dedicated bathroom for whoever was living and staying in this room. So you can see really good sized room, and then you have a nice little walk-in closet over here as well. And then once we get back out there into the hallway, you see that door to the left. That's your bathroom up here on this side of the house. So you have a nice big walk-in closet. And then to the right here, as I turn around, you're gonna see you actually have some built-in shelves on this one too. And then we'll go ahead and get out of this bedroom back into that hallway and then show you the bathroom that this bedroom would use. So like I said, it's technically not an ensuite, but you know, if people are in the game room or hanging out, whatever, in the media room, this is the closest bathroom that they would use. But it's like if it's your family and you know, you got one kid in this bedroom and this is kind of their bathroom, if your other two kids who are on the other side, they have their own bathroom over there too. So it's like this person really still has their own space, their own privacy. You know, it's kind of nice just having that over here. And then again, with the storage, you got that big storage linen closet right there as well. And then I didn't open this up when we were looking at the game room, but you got another storage closet right here next to the game room. I thought this was going to be a another Texas attic because it just looked like a random door right there, and I opened it up and I was like, oh shoot, it's actually more storage. And then it, you know, obviously it's right there connected to the media room. So that'd be a good spot for like all your media stuff, you know, the speaker boxes and everything you need. I don't have any of that, so I don't know what it is, but I always see people have like all their stuff in a closet somewhere. Would be good right there. Now, as we come across here, all I was pointing at was letting you know there's 2 bedrooms on this side, and then they kind of share a little Jack and Jill bathroom in between them. So your first bedroom up here, which would be the 4th bedroom in the house. Again, remember this is a 5-bedroom house. Nice little walk-in closet again. And then that door, actually, this is where your Texas attic is on this house. It's in this closet, but it was locked, so I couldn't open it. But just to note, when you see a little random door like that, that's all it is. So you might be able to get to your HVAC equipment in there or something like that. And then behind the door, you have the built-in shelves there. And then coming over here, this bedroom's gonna have its own little kind of vanity sink area. So again, nice light fixtures there. And then when you turn around, you're going to go into your tile shower tub and toilet area. So you can see they went with the chrome hardware in this bathroom. Still looks pretty nice. It kind of matches the tile that they have going on in here too. And then getting around this way through this door, you're gonna have basically what mirrors the other side with a single sink vanity, what's it called? Sink right there. And then this 5th and final bedroom in the home, which of the 2 on this side of the upstairs of the house, this one's definitely the biggest one. You have like this little additional nook here, so it could be like a little reading nook next to that window. And then still, as you turn around, you got plenty of space for your bedrooms, dressers, side tables, all that stuff. So kind of cool in this room. You get that additional little space. Usually like on the model homes, they always kind of use that as like a little nook. So a lot of times this might be like a daughter's room or what they set it up as, and you'll have like a little chair over there, kind of like a little bench with some reading stuff and little curtains. It looks really nice. So if you can envision it, you know what I'm talking about. But we'll go ahead and come downstairs and then check out the backyard. So again, coming downstairs, you can see back over there into the entryway, you got your formal dining. Going over here through the kitchen, you got a light bulb out there on one of those pendants. It was actually gone. I looked to see, I was like, man, why isn't this turning on? And there was no bulb there. So like I said before, things get taken a lot. They might have needed a light bulb for a different house. They came in here, took one from here. So you got to make sure when you're closing on these houses, you got everything in it that you're paying for. And then the backyard, covered patio. Again, you just saw it's all landscape back there, and then forest. So again, like I mentioned before on the other house, the fact that you have the iron gate right here means that there's no plans for homes to come behind you in the future. So keep that in mind. Really great, you know, looking at that back patio, all those windows, a lot of privacy here. All right, let's get back inside. I'm starting to sweat out here. It's April, and if you're not from Houston or you don't really know about the weather here, I'm gonna let you know it rained like crazy last night. And the thing about Houston, you know, I'm from LA, so when it rains, that usually means it cools off and it's kind of nice after the rain. Not here, it's still 80 something degrees. So it rained like crazy. It's like 80 something degrees right now. So it's just like you're sitting in a sauna outside. Like the air is just wet, humid. So that's the weather. Just get used to it if you're planning on moving here to Houston. But let's check out these prices right now, or what they're asking for on this plan that we just watched. So let me turn y'all around. So here we are with the little asterisk next to it. This is a Carter 9. It's a 5-bed, 4.5 bath, 2-car garage, just under 3,800 square feet. You can see they had it at $626, basically $627, we'll call it. They dropped it about 33 grand. You can see right there, it dropped to almost 33. So right now, their advertised price is just under $594. We'll call it $594. So there it is. This was the last one. I finished filming all these houses. I'm gonna get back up there and talk to Brenda. Hopefully she's done crunching the numbers for me because I gotta run and pick up my kids in like 20 minutes. So let's get up there and find out what we can get for all 3 of these houses, this one included, and see what kind of deal we can get on this thing. All right, so let's get back. We're back at the model home now. We're gonna get in here into Brenda's office and see what kind of numbers she was able to work up for us. So let's get back in here real quick. Also, I forgot to mention it earlier, but I have a video of this model home and the other model home. So at the end of this video, I'll link that for you so you can check out these model homes, not just the inventory homes that we just looked at. But here we are. Hey, Brenda.
You're back already?
I'm back, yeah.
Yes.
So
I do have the numbers.
Okay. Show you it out. Here, let me try to.
Keep in mind these are offers.
Hold on, real quick.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
So keep in mind that these are offers that we can submit to the corporate office, and we can go from there. Okay. Everything is negotiable. At least in one of the Carter 9s that we were talking about before.
Yeah, that was the last one that I just did.
Correct.
The Carter 9, okay.
Yes. That Carter 9, I can get you an extra 20,000.
Okay, 20 grand. And that one was at, what was it already at? I think it
started at 626. And right now the current price is 593.
Okay.
Plus the 20,000.
So you could take it off the price to
Correct.
573.
Yes.
Or they could use that for like closing costs,
buy down,
or split it.
Correct. They can decide how to use it.
Okay.
The good thing about this incentives with us, they're not attached with any lender. So if you want to use the outside lender, you can still get the same amount.
Okay.
So
sweet.
The only difference will be if you decide to move forward and purchase with us. If you want to use one of our partner lenders, where the contractor will be $5,000 in earnest money. If you use the outside lender, it will be $10,000.
Okay.
That is the only difference.
And I asked this because I've dealt with it before, but what if they just apply with your lender, but they decide to use someone else? Is it still the 5 grand?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
We can do that switch later. That's not a problem, but yes.
Okay, sweet. What about
the Collins?
Yeah, that was the second one I did.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Collins already have 54,000. And then on top of that 54, I can get you an extra 11,000.
Okay. So what was the price on it?
Right now it's 543 with an extra 11. So we're looking at
532. 532. Sweet. And then same thing, you can use that to take off the price, or use that 10 grand to buy the rate down, which honestly you'd probably be saving more money using it to buy the rate down.
And not even that. You know, let's say in total, let's say it's like 64. Right? 64,000. You take it from the original price. You don't have to use the 54,000 to lower the price. Let's say you get a better payment. Your lender, of course, you will discuss this with him. Your lender say like, why don't we use 40,000 to lower the price, and then we use the rest to cover closing costs and buy down. Okay. And that way you will get a better payment instead of like putting everything towards the price of the home. Okay. So you can really play around with all the incentives.
Okay. So the incentive, okay, I get it now. So the incentive is like a full with the reduction that's already there plus that 10 grand, and you can work those numbers.
You can play around with that.
Sweet, sweet.
It doesn't have to be assigned towards the price of the home.
Okay.
So that is a good thing.
All right, awesome. Well, I see you have other numbers on there too.
Oh yeah, I went ahead.
Yeah. All right, cool. Actually, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. So I'm assuming that's what you did. You did numbers on all of them. Here, let me try to zoom in real quick. There we go. So as you can see here, like that was the Carter that we looked at first. So she took 20 grand off that one. This was the second house we looked at. That was a 10 grand off, but you can see here, they'll go 20 on this one, so that's like 534. They were already 32, 19, 19, and 21. That's another Carter, so that would put that Carter at 572, basically.
And that one has no neighbors too.
Okay, sweet. It's on that same street and it faces the forest?
No, that one does not face the forest. You will have a wood fence, but it's a really nice lot. You know, you can build a pool.
Here. I'm like way too close to you.
All right. You can build a pool later on if that's something that you want.
Okay.
But you have a really nice backyard.
Okay, cool. And then the other one, the first one that we looked at, you can see right here. Let me try to focus that. That was the Manhattan, and you got another 13 grand off of that one. So combined, that one already had 42. So essentially, or almost 43. So basically 56 off of that price that you can play with.
Oh, yes.
Sweet. And then that's obviously the same deal.
Yeah, and I can do the same. Yeah, that's how it works with all of our inventory homes. I can sit down here and run all the numbers for for you. That's not a problem. But keep in mind that my incentive can change every week. It depends, how the market is, and a lot of things are, determines how we work the incentives. So. Okay.
Cool. Well, I'm going to take these with me and I'm going to do my little outro for y'all real quick. So let's go ahead and get out of here. And you still have your mic on, by the way, so don't talk crap about me until I come take it back because it's still on. So don't say nothing yet until I leave.
I won't.
But there you go, guys. Like I said, I'm going to put that other video I did up here next to my head so y'all can click on that and see these model homes. I actually did Coventry as well. So click on this video right here. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one.